If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 123 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start with an away game at the Liberty Stadium against Swansea. Obviously not having the best of seasons so far this season, as you can see, sat down in 19th, but we recently played the side that were in 18th and they gave us an extremely difficult game, so not really taking anything for granted in this one, especially considering they've got the pace of Nathan Dyer and Wayne Routledge out wide, with Gylfi Sigurdsson's ability sat behind Luis Adriano, who's a very capable striker. So they're clearly very good going forward. And actually we played them quite recently, I think, Swansea, and they gave us a very, very good game. Obviously they got Chanara Keane at left back. We mentioned him last time, and he gave us a few troubles as well, coming down that left hand side, almost acting like a second left midfielder. So perhaps we could try and exploit the space in behind him for a second game and try and get ourselves a decent win here after a bit of a dodgy spell throughout January. Obviously the fixture congestion was a real problem. I think for the time being at least, we have a game once a week, so it's nice to actually have a rest period between games for the players, and hopefully that can help improve our form, or at least get us back to remotely close to where our form was previous to the January fixture list. But Ranty comes so close to giving us a 1-0 lead, does really well to get himself in behind after the ball was picked off in the midfield, but should have done better with that finish, hitting the post, and we should be 1-0 up. Unfortunately though, we aren't, and Luis Adriano picks up the scraps here, stands it back up into the box, and Jakob rises at the back post, the central defensive midfielder, to give Swansea a 1-0 lead. I'm having to make changes halfway through the second half here, as you can see. They're taking off Sigurdsson for Popov, and we are bringing on Wolongwa and Arabio. I always fail trying to say his name, but hoping that the fresh legs both at the back to try and maintain only conceding a 1 goal, and the fresh legs in the midfield to try and create something would cause us the opportunities, or open up the opportunities to get an equaliser, which is exactly what happened there. Ranty again, you can't catch him. If he's got space to run into, you aren't going to catch him, and he's doing exactly the same here, racing away. Nice little run by Georgiev to stand off him. Thought about playing it across again, but we just tried to get away from the defender. Side-footed on the left-hand side. Obviously he is favoured on that left foot, Georgiev, and we actually turn it around to make it 2-1 in the second half. And we're going to have a chance here to make it 3-1 as we get through. But Ranty gets the ball picked off, and they're going to catch us on the counter-attack, and we're going to come under pressure here. And are they going to equalise right at the very death? The chance for them to score in the 95th minute. Up goes the header, but tipped over the bar by Kieran Westwood. A really, really good save. Luis Adriano denied, and you can tell by the smile on the man's face, I think it was Georgiev, that we're able to get a 2-1 win. Unfortunately, I skipped the end of game cutscene, but as you can see, pretty even game in chances created, but Swansea dominated possession. But those two late equalisers, or two late goals, the equaliser and the winner in the second half, enough to give us all 3 points in that one. So we come back to the Abbey Stadium to try and take on Everton, who also for some reason are in the relegation zone. I don't understand why Everton are having such a bad season, because if you remember that the last time we played them, which actually wasn't that long ago, they gave us a hell of a game, and Salomon Rondon completely tore us apart, and we ended up losing that game away from home at the Goodison Park. So I want better here. Actually playing Pelens at right back in the first team now rather than Bellerin. Pelens has actually shot up a couple of ratings in the past month or so. He's gone from 66 up to 69. So Bellerin has kind of been stuck at 67. So I'm actually going to give Pelens a run out in the first team here, and maybe more consistently in the first team as well. If he's going to be showing that he can perhaps grow to more of a player than Bellerin will be growing to, then obviously I'm going to select a player that's going to be growing faster and becoming a better player quicker. But we get off to an okay start, a bit of a let-off obviously in the game at Goodison Park. Ross Barkley got them off to a brilliant start by actually scoring in the early stages. This time though his shot went well wide as we forced him onto his left foot. But Takelo Ranty again involved, trying to get in behind, and does so just there, and a brilliant finesse finish as well across the goalkeeper into the bottom corner to give us a 1-0 lead after 37 minutes. It's amazing what a rest can do for a side. The way that our form dropped in January was phenomenal with all of the games. I think we played something like 10 games in January with like a game every weekend and a game, at least one game every week as well. during the week, if not two. Like we had two in the first week. We had a game at the weekend, then a game against West Brom midweek, and then another game midweek on the Thursday. Kind of played Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday again. So I was pleased that we were able to actually have a fresh side to come into the Swansea game and a fresh side to come into this one. But the side needed to be fresh because, as you can see, Everton really were putting the pressure on us. We got the 1-0 lead in the first half, but we were having to work our backsides off defensively to try and keep it intact. Jack Grealish so turns inside here, bursts inside the box. Aguilar's going to get on the end of it. Good shot, well saved down low by Joel. Does really well there to keep it out, and we can't quite get ourselves a second to give ourselves a cushion and kind of ease my nerves. They're trying to continue to push forward here as we end up just 5 minutes from time now. Lovely feet from Kevin Morales. Feeds in James McCarthy. He gets it into the back of the net, and they think they've equalised with 3 minutes to go, but he was offside, McCarthy, as the ball was played through to him by Kevin Morales. Definitely the wrong side of the defensive line, and we get the 1-0 victory. So payback of sorts against Everton, but mainly it's just the fact that the squad are just refreshed and in top form. We needed that break. There was a week break to the Swansea game from the previous game actually, no, there wasn't a week break to the Swansea game. There'd been a 4-day break to the Swansea game because obviously we played Arsenal midweek in the Capital One Cup semi-final. Then there was a week's break to the Everton game and another week's break to this game, although we are away from home against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Again, they've got a lot of pace out wide with Yannick Bolasie and a lot of pace up top with Morales as well, and decent players on the bench like Joe Ledley, Gutierrez and Jason Punchin as well. And I didn't have to start a rotation side for this game, obviously, because we've had a week's break between each game. But obviously, if I continue to start just the same 11, then everybody that isn't involved in that 11 is going to become unhappy and want to leave the club. So I'm having to play a few players in a bit of a rotation, rather than rotating the entire 11 like I normally do, just swapping out a couple of players. So Adarabio started in this one after coming off the bench in the previous one and having a positive impact. And there were a couple of other players in the first team lineup that you wouldn't necessarily expect, like Fabian Torres as well in between the sticks. Good, rather stereotypical Fabian Torres save, that one, wasn't it? Diving up high and just getting a strong wrist behind it. Gets behind that one as well, and a little bit lucky with the way that it bounced straight to Paul Downing rather than the awaiting striker, but a save made nonetheless, and the scoreline still remains 0-0, so we haven't yet conceded, which is the main aim here, of course. And Martin Kelly, though, coming down the right-hand side, squeezes it to Morales. He's obviously very, very fast, got good dribbling feet as well, whips it in, flicked on at the near post actually by my defender, trying to clear it. Just he and Williams misjudged the flight of the ball, ended up flicking it onto the back post, where their man was waiting to just slot it into an empty net as everybody had been drawn to the near post. It was flicked on, and we find ourselves going 1-0 down, but still trying to get ourselves an equaliser in this first half if we can. Ranty with a great shot, and so unlucky. That's the second time he's hit the post in today's episode, and we could have made it 1-1 almost immediately after they'd scored there. Unfortunately not to be the case, but they're continuing to push forward. Yannick Bolasie here is going to have the shot. Good save by Torres, though. Almost an awkward situation there as the defender's first touch takes it straight back towards his goalkeeper, but Torres has the presence of mind to just get it clear. He just smashes it as hard as he can away from goal. We're going to try and get ourselves an equaliser here through Ranty. He's dropped down low. Cassida racing in to try and put it into the empty net as the goalkeeper's still on the floor, and a penalty was given. Now in real time I couldn't really decide what for, as you see from the replay, even in slow-mo, not really too sure what for. I think Cassida maybe just clips his shin as he's shooting there and goes down, but Joel Ward doesn't really stick a leg in to try and make a tackle. It's more the contact is made by Cassida, but I guess I can't complain. He put the penalty away, and that's 1-1, and we're on the attack here trying to get ourselves a winner the same way we did against Everton and against Swansea. As you can see, Ranty into Sporler. Good shot, well saved though by the goalkeeper, and then in actual fact Ranty was offside when the ball was played through to him. So a last ditch effort here by Crystal Palace to get themselves a winner if they can in the 95th minute. It didn't happen for Swansea, it didn't happen for Everton. Can it happen for Crystal Palace? Martin Kelly, it plays the ball inside to James McCarthy. We're going to try and get the tackle in, but he shows great agility there to just shrug the challenge off into Gutierrez, and a first time finish into the bottom corner in the very last minute. Crystal Palace win the game. That was quite possibly the most disappointing result we could have had at this particular stage of the season. Drawing against Crystal Palace away from home, looking like we're going to get a solid point, and then out of nowhere, there comes the winner for them. It doesn't affect our top of the league status right now, but as you can see, with a game in hand, Manchester City sit just 1 point behind us. Chelsea also have a game in hand and can draw level on points with us and will go above us on goal difference should they win their game in hand as well. So Our top spot is in jeopardy, but our Champions League position right now does look decent, so we'll have to wait and see what happens when the other sides catch up with games played. There are 12 games left for us in this BPL season to try and get ourselves a European spot. We look on point for it right now, but we'll have to wait and see how things go between now and the end of the year. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you might have missed over the past few days. I will be streaming FIFA 15 over on twitch.tv/Chesnoid Gaming later on tonight. There'll be a link in the description down below, but follow me over there, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.